What if the strongest man who ever lived was also the loneliest? He could rip a lion apart with his bare hands. He could defeat 1,000 soldiers armed with nothing but a single bone. He could carry the gates of a city to the top of a mountain. Yet, the one thing he could never conquer was the emptiness inside him, the longing to be truly known. This is the story of Samson, a man chosen before birth, blessed with impossible strength, yet shaped by the same human desires that haunt us all. You will see him rise, you will see him fall, and in his story, you may recognize your own. For years, a woman in the village of Zorah prayed every night for a child. Each month, hope swelled in her heart. Each month, disappointment followed. She watched neighbors cradle their babies while her arms remained empty. One afternoon at the well, she watched a young mother bounce her baby on her hip. The woman noticed her staring.
You're lucky. No crying to keep you up all night?
The longing mother smiled faintly but said nothing. That evening, she fell to her knees in the fields outside the village. Her words were gone. Only tears remained. Then, a brilliant light appeared before her. An angel. She pressed her face to the ground.
You have been childless, but you will conceive and give birth to a son. No razor shall ever guard his head. He is set apart to God from birth. He is of wide house. Through him, Israel will begin to be delivered from the Philistines.
Months later, she held her baby boy in her arms. They named him Samson. From the beginning, Samson was different. As he grew, God blessed him with extraordinary strength. But the blessing did not bring belonging. By the time he was 10, other children kept their distance. He was too strong, too unpredictable. Objects broke when he played. Adults stepped back when he grew angry. One evening, his mother found him sitting alone on a hillside, watching the other boys from afar.
Why can't I be like them?
Do you know how many years I prayed for you? You are no mistake. You are my answered prayer. Never forget that.
For a moment, Samson believed her. As a young man, Samson journeyed to the Philistine town of Timnah. In the marketplace, he saw a woman who stopped him in his tracks. Not just her beauty, but the way she looked at him without fear, without flinching. Se smiled. He returned home and told his parents he wanted to marry her. A Philistine.
Why not one of our own people? She is the one for me.
Though they did not understand, the Lord was at work, preparing Samson to begin delivering Israel. On the way to arrange the marriage, Samson wandered through the vineyards alone. Then, a lion burst from the trees, muscles rippling, teeth bare. The Spirit of the Lord rushed upon him. Samson caught the lion mid-leap and tore it apart with his bare hands. Later, returning to the town, he noticed bees had built a hive inside the carcass. He scooped the honey and ate it, unaware that this honey would one day spark chaos. At the wedding feast, Samson posed a riddle to the 30 young Philistine men.
Out of the eater, something to eat. Out of the strong, something sweet. Solve it within 7 days, and I will give you 30 sets of clothes. Fail, and you give the same to me.
No one could answer. Desperate, the men pressured Samson's bride, threatening her family. Day after day, she pleaded. Finally, Samson revealed the secret.
The lion and the honey.
The men answered the riddle.
The lion and the honey.
Samson realized only one explanation existed: his secret had been revealed. Rage surged through him. With the Lord's power, he went to Ashkelon, killed 30 Philistines, took their garments, and repaid the debt. Yet he could not bear to face his bride. Without a word, he returned home alone. Later, seeking revenge, Samson caught 300 foxes, tied them in pairs with torches, and released them into the Philistines' fields. The fire spread, consuming grain, vineyards, and olive groves. The Philistines retaliated by killing the woman who had revealed his secret. Samson, devastated, slaughtered every Philistine he could find. Then he vanished into a cave at Etam. Alone, he mourned the woman, her laughter, her betrayal, and her ashes. The Philistines marched into Judah, demanding Samson. 3,000 Israelites went to the cave to capture him, binding him with ropes. Samson did not resist. The ropes snapped like threads. He grabbed a fresh jawbone of a donkey and struck down 1,000 Philistines. Victory brought no peace. Thirst drove him to cry out to God, and water poured forth from the rock to sustain him. For 20 years, Samson judged Israel. His name became legend. People celebrated his victories, but did not invite him to stay. He saved them all, yet belonged to none. In Gaza, he lifted the city gates and carried them miles away. Nothing could confine him, but some prisons are not iron or wood. They are the silence of empty rooms, the ache of being known yet never understood. Then came Delilah. She noticed the scar from the lion. Her curiosity was warm, her gaze fearless. For the first time, Samson thought he might find the love he had longed for. But the rulers of the Philistines bribed her with silver to learn the secret of his strength. Night after night, she pressed him. 3 times he lied. 3 times he broke free. Finally, weary of carrying secrets alone, he told her the truth.
No razor has ever touched my head. I have been set apart to God from birth. If my hair is cut, my strength will leave me.
Delilah lulled him to sleep, and a man crept in with a razor. Samson awoke powerless. The Philistines captured him, gouged out his eyes, and dragged him to Gaza in chains, bound to grind grain. Samson lived in darkness, mocked by children who called him a monster. The same word whispered when he was a boy. Then his mother's voice came to him, not as memory, but as presence. You are my answered prayer. Never forget that. Quietly, his hair began to grow. The Philistines gathered to celebrate in the temple of Dagon, 3,000 strong. Samson was brought forth, blind and frail. He felt the pillars and prayed, Sovereign Lord, remember me, strengthen me just once more. With a mighty push, he brought down the temple. The walls collapsed, crushing 3,000 Philistines. Samson died, but Israel was delivered. Samson's life leaves truths we cannot ignore. Strength without love is loneliness in armor. Those we trust the most can wound us the deepest. We repeat mistakes until we finally see the patterns we have missed. No matter how far we fall, God still remembers. One prayer, even whispered in chains, is enough. You are not your worst mistake. You are not too far gone. You are someone's answered prayer.